Hey guys, welcome to the Greasy Greg Sports Podcast. I'm Chase. This is my co-host Jaden, and we're going to start off by talking about Week 6 for the NFL. And I'm going to jump right into what I want to talk about. And Captain Kirk Cousins actually showed the fuck up for once. He has Eagles linebacker Zach Brown just talking shit to him all fucking week, saying that he was the weakest link on the team, which I'm not going to disagree. If you know how I feel about Kirk Cousins, it's mostly negative. I lost a lot of faith in him, especially after losing to Jaden's Packers over here, but that was a bunch of horse shit.
Go Pack.
Go Pack, go, I guess. Fuck you guys. Alright, one thing that kept me feeling optimistic about this game was the fact that the Eagles secondary was banged up, and they've been bad.
They played horrible.
They played really bad, and the pass rush really hasn't been there. That's kind of the focal point of that defense, is that front seven. And throughout most of the year, it wasn't there except for the last week's game against the Jets, where it was like 9 or 10 sacks. But they only got to Kirk once, and Kirk, in my opinion, that was probably his best game as a Viking.
I agree with you.
Especially since they came out with a win.
I agree.
And Diggs got his touches.
Shut Brown up too. That was fun.
The thing that fucked up his his box score and everything was the fact that even though Diggs had a huge game, he was I believe it was a 3rd and 10 or a 3rd and 11. Cousins rolls out and it bounced off his helmet, and Andrew Sandejo, of all fucking people, gets the interception.
That wasn't even on Kirk.
Well, Diggs acknowledged it was on him.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he can't really argue that it wasn't on him. It was pretty obvious. But yeah, no, defense showed up too, and they came out with a win, and now they're going to go to Detroit next week, who the Packers are playing right now, and they're kind of struggling. And
fuck Kevin King. That's all I can
Jaden
say.
was throwing some fits
Fuck
earlier
Kevin
today.
King.
You should have seen him. He was all worked up before this started.
Fuck Kevin King.
All right, that one's in progress. It's 13-7 with 1:18 left at the time of the recording. Next up, we have the Panthers and the Bucks. We both picked the Panthers to win this one, even though they lost to Tampa Bay earlier in the year. Kyle Allen is still undefeated.
The question is, though, do they ride with him, or do they put Cam back in right away when he comes back?
That really depends.
You
might want to roll with the hot hand.
I think they ride with Allen until he fucks up.
Define till he fucks up.
Has a horrendous game and loses. I think that's when they should make the move and put Cam back in.
What if he has a horrendous game and they still pull one out?
That's got it. I don't know. I think they should just ride it with Allen.
You're not gonna go with former MVP Cam Newton.
That's the thing. You're gonna have two great quarterbacks when Cam's healthy. Who are they gonna start? I think they ride with Allen until something happens to Allen, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, Jameis throws 5 interceptions in London. Jameis did Jameis.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't find the crab legs in London, and he just really shit the bed overseas. It did not look good for him.
It did not.
McCaffrey's still gonna probably win MVP right now.
Yeah,
he's on fire. But we both picked the Panthers in this one. So far, we are 2-0 in our picks. And then next up, we have the Toilet Bowl between the Redskins and the Dolphins. And
that was just a shit show.
It was a shit show, but you know what? That was Case Keenum's shit show, and he ended up winning.
Dolphins could have sent that into OT, but they were going for the win at the end for that 2-point. But
they're openly tanking. Why the fuck wouldn't you just go for 2?
Yeah.
What are you gonna lose, the game? You've already done that in every other game this year.
That is true.
And I mean,
they finally went 0-16. Come on.
That's true.
They're gonna try. I think. I mean,
they're gonna go 1-16. I think they're gonna get 2. That's the way.
That's what it sounds like. I don't know why you'd pick another. You trade a 2nd-round pick for Josh Rosen. You give him absolutely fucking nothing, and you're expecting him to just come in here and make you guys suck less. And then you trade your best defensive player.
But the thing is, though, it depends on how Pittsburgh does. Maybe they get 2 top 10 picks. They get the quarterback that they need, and someone on defense.
That does make a little sense. You're probably going to have 2 first-round picks, but it's like I still don't get why you would trade a 2nd for Josh Rosen if you're just going to sit there.
That's true.
And just ride Fitzmagic throughout the year, which there's no Fitzmagic in
There
Miami.
is no Fitzmagic anymore.
No. They won 17-16. The Redskins won 17-16, and we both picked the Redskins. This is one we disagreed on, was Kansas City and Houston, and I thought this is the week Kansas City's going to get it together.
No.
I was wrong.
Houston came out with a good game plan.
Watson wasn't sacked again. That's the second time in a row.
That is true.
Only the third time in his career. He hasn't been sacked in a game, and if he gets sacked once or less, he's undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
So
if you don't get pressure on Watson, it's going to be horrendous for a defense.
Chiefs' defense is a fucking dumpster fire. How is his team 4-2?
That is, yeah.
Oh, Pat Mahomes, that's right.
Pat Mahomes, that's right. Pat Mahomes can carry any team.
They can only carry him so far.
That's true.
But, I mean, he's just been... What are his final stats here? Like,
They were decent, I remember.
I mean, he was 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 273 yards, but they had no running game. I don't know, it's just, they gotta fix that fucking defense. Like, if you can't get after Deshaun Watson with that offensive line for the Texans is so bad, and they couldn't get to him. Like, you're not gonna go deep in the playoffs without a good pass rush, or at least, a defense that can make some plays.
Yeah.
But I picked the Chiefs. I was off on that when you picked Houston, so I got the first loss.
I got faith in Watson.
I apparently don't. Another really interesting game. The Saints keep rolling with Teddy Bridgewater. I miss Teddy Bridgewater so much. As good as Kirk Cousins played, I still would have gone with Teddy last offseason. I mean,
I think the Vikings should have kept.
They would have saved so much money. It would have been way more consistent. You wouldn't have had the 4,000 yard 30 touchdown season probably from Teddy, but he's not turning the ball over. He makes smart decisions with the football. He can run around a little bit, even when he almost lost his leg. He can still run around. That was a 13-6 game. The thing I've noticed about these Saints games is that they're
not putting up a lot of points.
They're winning close games. All of their wins with Teddy have been within 7 points. So there's a lot of pressure. It's not like he's going out there it's not like he's going out there and just kicking the shit out of every team.
I think the defense for New England knows what they have to do now that Breeze was out. They have to step up. They got to play for Teddy now.
Yeah, well, Saints keep rolling. They're 5-1 on the year. They're leading that division, and Jags fall to 2-4.
No
Minshew Magic starting to wear off.
Worst game so far.
They start handing out those fucking mustaches,
and he gets the worst game.
And they blow it out of proportion. And now it's going to start to wear off. I want to see Minshew Magic take off.
I do too.
I really want to see that take off. Next up on our slate of games.
I think I picked New Orleans for that too. I think we both did.
Yeah, we both picked New Orleans for that one. We were both right. We also got this next one right. Both of us did. It was the Browns and Seahawks.
What's going on in Cleveland?
I don't know.
Baker's.
I don't know what to say about Baker.
Baker was not happy after that game either.
He's a turnover machine. He was under 100 yards for most of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Russell Wilson showed up. He had 295 and 2 touchdowns. Chris Carson had a huge fucking game.
They got the running game that they need now.
Yeah, no. He's forcing the ball. That's about it with Baker. He's just forcing the ball because he has these playmakers, and he has a 1-to-3 touchdown interception ratio in this game. Granted, it's a good team in Seattle, but they had a chance to win that game.
Did you see his post game interview? He was pissed that a few calls were not called.
He was being pretty blunt, but he was being a little dramatic, as Baker usually is. But you know what? That's what happens, I guess, when you have Odell and Jarvis in your ear trying to get you to throw them the ball. So Seattle wins that one 32-38. They move to 5-1 on the year. Browns fall to a disappointing 2-4. And it looks like the Packers just trimmed that lead a little bit. 13-10 going into half,
Let's go.
Usually the Packers start out fast, and then they just kind of fizzle out, but it's kind of the opposite. Aaron Jones is playing like dog shit right now, though.
He just had like a 30-yard run.
Well, you know what? Sorry, I'm doing a show, and I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at the score, but he did drop a wide-open touchdown in the end zone. I mean, you dream of that as a running back, just coming out of the backfield, no one's fucking... You have a linebacker in front of you, and then you just go right behind him, you're wide open. You should fucking catch that.
Mm-hmm.
He's no Dalvin Cook, but, not everyone's a Dalvin Cook.
Or McCaffrey.
I don't even want to talk about McCaffrey. He's on another level. Next up, we had Ravens-Bengals. That was a 23-17 game. Lamar
did a lot on his legs. Led the league this week in rushing yards, I think it was?
Yeah, he led the entire league, including running backs, with rushing yards this week.
56, I believe it was.
152 and a touchdown. He's averaging. I mean, he carried the ball 19 times. He had it more than the Ravens, starting running back Mark Ingram.
Averaged 8 a run. That's ridiculous, especially for
take what the defense gives you, I guess.
That's true. That was. I feel like that game was way closer than what it should have been.
Yeah.
An 0-6 Bengals team.
Especially when the Ravens are at home, they should just run it up on a team. The Bengals have nothing going for them.
Lamar's hasn't. He's playing good, but he hasn't been as dominant since his first game of the year when he had that 5-touchdown game.
And the only thing that kind of stands out in his passing is he just didn't have a touchdown, but he also didn't have a pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't turn over the ball much, but.
No, they won the game. It's a divisional game. That's big for them.
Yeah.
And then I think this, we both picked Baltimore. We were both right. We were both wrong on this one, though. The Rams and the 49ers. I thought the Niners were going to turn around, but turns out Jared Goff is just not that good. He really isn't.
What is going on?
He's a fucking system quarterback. Sean McVay, obviously, Goff's first year, he, was dealing with the Jeff Fisher Rams.
Yeah.
They're going to top out at 8-8.
So here's my question for you then, Chase. If you took Jared Goff and you put him with, give me another good team.
Patriots.
New Orleans.
There you go. New Orleans, for example, or even the Patriots. How successful do you think he is with either of those two franchises?
Well, those are very well coached teams, and it's like Bill Belichick is more of a defensive minded guy, but they still have Josh McDaniels in New England controlling that offense. I think he still does well. I think he probably excels more with the Saints just because Sean Payton's an offensive minded coach, and he has. Kamara is better than James White or Brandon Bolden or Sony Michel, but they don't have as much of a committee of running backs that the Patriots do. But I still think he's going to succeed in that because system quarterback. I think those are the kinds of coaches that get the best out of their players. It's not like they make the players fit their system. They can get the best out of those players.
So then what are teams that Jared Goff would not succeed for?
Well, as of right now, it's the Rams, it looks like, and they overpaid the shit out of him.
I do agree.
He got the money, and now he's just like, fuck it, we went to a Super Bowl.
Got that big payday, and he's not putting up the numbers he should.
Yeah, no, I think he'd do, the 49ers, I think he'd do fine. Kyle Shanahan's a really good coach.
49ers are playing amazing football.
Yeah, and that's what we're on right now. They're 5-0, and the Rams fell to 3-3. This is... you could see 3 teams out of this division make the playoffs, but with how the Rams are playing, I'm not liking that. The
Rams got turned.
The Niners and Seahawks are going to both be in the playoffs, so that's going to be I think it's going to be...
2 teams.
It could be 2 teams from the North or 2 teams from the West in the NFC making the playoffs.
2 teams from the North. Vikings and Packers, I think, are both going to make it.
I think the Vikings are least likely just because they've been so inconsistent, and Kirk isn't clutch, and they...
If Kirk plays what he does this week, there's no reason why the Vikings can't win 10 games.
There's no reason. I think they're a 10-win team, but that's if they're more consistent, which you can't predict.
Sorry, what team are you of?
I'm a Packers fan, but yes, I will say if Kirk plays how he did against the Eagles, there's no reason why that team should not win 10 games. I will say it as a Packers fan.
Wait, but he's still trash.
Oh yeah, he's. Okay. I still think he's.
I just want to hear that.
Who knows? Maybe last week could have been just a fluke. We don't know.
It was also that's a banged up Eagles defense too, so it's not like. If that Eagles defense was any better, I'm pretty sure you would not have had that type of game at all.
Yeah.
The thing is with the Eagles is they don't have good secondary depth anyway, and they were banged up. But I think even if that Eagles defense was healthy, I still think Cousins has a big game.
Who knows? Maybe if Zach Brown would have just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, he got fucking released. He's a dumbass.
Who knows? Maybe the Vikings pick him up and just
piss
off Kirk the whole time.
I think what we should do.
Piss off Kirk.
All right, I think the Vikings should pick up Zach Brown. Just keep him on the practice squad. Keep him on the practice squad, and just give him a little red penny or something, and he just follows Kirk Cousins around and fucking chirps him all week. Tells him how shitty he is, and then Kirk is just sitting there trying to be polite, and gets a little fire under his ass so he can keep playing like that. Because it's the second he's gonna play another good team, he's not gonna do anything.
I don't think so.
Even with that, he still cracks under pressure.
Oh, he cracked.
Oh, yeah.
I've always said after last year, I kind of sat on the season for a little bit, and I was like, Kirk's a nerd with an arm. That's all he fucking is. Like, he can't lead a team. Anyway, we were both wrong on this one. Niners ended up winning 20-7. They're 5-0. They're rolling, but, I mean, I can't wait till they play the Seahawks in a couple weeks. That's going to be a really fucking good game.
Those two games, the later this year, are going to determine that division, hands down.
The next one was kind of like our, we both were kind of taking underdogs here. We picked the Cardinals against the Falcons, and I'm glad I picked up Kyler in fantasy this week.
Oh, yeah. Kyler played good.
Kyler played very good.
But Matt Ryan led that offense back in that second half. What? I don't know.
I think Dan Quinn's getting fired after this year. There's no fucking way.
Not playing as good
this
as they
Super Bowl hangover has lasted them like way longer than it should have, and their team
with how much talent
their team's more talented than it was before, and he's still fucking it up.
Is fully healthy.
He's a defensive coach, and that's the worst part about their fucking team. Why do you still have a job?
And that team, arguably, could I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
You don't know what you're trying to fucking say because they can't do fucking anything.
If they would, I feel like if they got a better coach, they could compete in that division. Like this year, there's.
Hold on. You want to do something for me? Sit up. Sit up.
Yeah,
one of these.
No.
Damn it.
Dude, do you see that on his shirt?
What the state championship shirt? That's what I see.
Now I'm moving over his face. There we go. There's some you. It's over his eyes.
Son of a bitch. But
we both picked Arizona.
Yeah, Matt Ryan played great. 356, 4 touchdowns. Just the Falcons have no fucking defense, and they have a defensive-minded coach. He's gone after this year. They're 1-5.
That team has so much potential.
Cardinals might turn it around, maybe.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Think so.
This is one. So we lost our other episode doing the preview picks for this week, and I really wish we didn't because
you gave me so much shit for this game.
I absolutely begged fucking Birdseye here for
not to
picking
pick
the Jets
and what?
Against the Cowboys.
And I picked them, and Sam Darnold comes out and makes plays. He was a playmaker.
He stopped kissing strangers out in New York City, got over his mono.
Decides to start playing football again.
And he decides to start playing some fucking football.
Beats the Cowboys. What a game.
Dak Prescott still wants $40 million.
Not worth $40 million.
That's going to go down to
Who did you pick that game?
Oh, I picked the Cowboys. I picked the Dallas Cowboys.
You picked the Cowgirls.
I picked the Cowgirls.
Like I said, I never have faith in the Cowboys. And the Jets showed up.
By the end of this year, if Dak Prescott keeps playing like this, he's literally going to maybe get like a Snickers bar as a sign-on bonus. Like, he's not getting fucking dick after the way he's playing.
I don't see him on the team, to be completely honest.
This could...
So, our friend Zach back here saying, this is kind of a hot take, he doesn't see Dak Prescott on the Cowboys next year.
It could be where they lose their quarterback and coach.
I mean, he's still under contract for next year, I believe. That's why they want to extend him.
I think this could be where they lose a coach, though, at least.
If he keeps playing like shit, though, there's no point in keeping him, because if he's going to play like ass and continue to play like ass, I mean, that's not going to help the team at all. It's just going to make things
Well, who would they go for? Because it's not like they're going to be bad enough to get like a top 10 pick and get a good quarterback.
I mean,
it depends how the season plays out as well, too.
And they don't have a ton of trade bait besides core players.
That is true.
That's about it. But I mean,
they are banged up now too. So on defense, Byron Jones got hurt against the Jets. He was hurt. He did play through it, but that defense just hasn't been playing how they should be playing.
Whole team's just shit.
Zeke hasn't been running the ball as he has been in the few past years. I mean, he had over 100 yards, but 3.8 average though for Zeke.
Dak's not putting points on the board. That's the biggest issue. But I mean, Cowboys lost that one, 24-22. They fall to 3-3. Jets got their first win on the year.
I stayed undefeated with the picks after this game.
Yes, you did. I took a nice little L on that one, and I also was wrong on this one because I said Tennessee's not going to lose 2 weeks in a row. They're inconsistent. No, they're consistently shitty now. And Marcus Mariota got benched for fucking Ryan Tannehill.
Their offensive line Mariota's got sacked 25 times already this year. Like you can't win games if your quarterback's getting hit that many times.
They got shut out by the fucking Broncos. That is so embarrassing.
I saw something. I forgot where I saw it, but they were saying Denver is probably is a good bad team. They're not a terrible team where they're just gonna get like. They're underdogs every week where they have a good chance of winning football games. They're just not good, if that makes any sense.
They're gonna top out at like 6-10.
Oh yeah.
I think they're gonna be 5-11, 6-10 team, and Joe Flacco is still gonna be Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he's not a good quarterback.
He's very tall and he's very overpaid. That's all I can really say about Flacco. Next up, this is a controversial pick because, this game I should say, because our producer Bo did the favor of recording our picks during our last show, which
You're
is
welcome.
Thank you, Bowden. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I looked back at it later in the week, right before the Steelers and Chargers game started, and I was like, why the fuck did I pick the Steelers? Like, it made no sense to me, so I was like, fuck this. So I changed it. So right here, I changed it to the Chargers.
Last second you changed it, right before the game.
And they're down 24-3 in the fourth quarter.
When it goes into the fourth, losing 24-0.
I'm fucking pissed about that one.
On a third.
I'm going to own up to it.
You literally had. Oh my god, you had it perfect.
Did I? That's because I own up to it. He sits here and he fights being a dumbass.
Phillip Rivers is not the same quarterback. Like, he's declining way too fast.
Well, when you've drained your balls so much to where you have 9 fucking kids, I doubt you could throw a fucking football either.
He has 11 kids.
He has 11. No, he has 9 kids because he can make a whole starting lineup, including him and his wife.
That's what it is. Oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Phillip's balls are fucking gone. His career is gone. They lost 24-17.
Third string quarterback too.
Yeah.
Third string.
Delvin Hodges, Alabama State Duck Call winner when he was like in high school or something. Really fucking weird stat, but he's also won a game in the NFL, so good for him. He's doing way better than me, that's for sure.
I don't know, Chase. Your intramural stats right now are looking pretty good.
I have no comment. I'm gonna stay humble. Stay humble. Don't let the pie crumble. All right. Anyway, next up.
Hold up. I will say this. If this video gets over 500 likes, we will release Chase's highlight tape from intramural football.
Okay. There's no tape.
We'll start recording.
We'll record in the championship game when it matters.
To record.
We have a whole other season to record. Fuck.
We got a whole other block, maybe 2.
I have a GoPro that I can wear.
And Bo's mic'd up for this game.
Yes, we should.
Bad look.
Okay,
Bad look.
for real though, if this video gets 500 likes, we will alternate people on our team, and we will mic up people for a game.
Sir, why do you have a fucking camera on your chest?
No, it's on the head.
Oh, it's on the head?
Yeah.
Oh my.
People would be looking like a freaking.
See, if you had it on me, you'd be like, why is Chase like crawling? It's like, oh no, he's just that short. Like this is what he sees. This is what he sees all the time. Imagine you stop growing past like 7. That's what I live with every fucking day.
Stand up.
Oh, okay.
Stand up.
He's still
He's still in the shot.
I'm still on the
Fuck you guys. I'm over it. I'm a grown ass man.
If Lucas sat down, his head would be out of the shot.
Yeah, you know, Lucas can stay in the fucking bed. Good football segment, just fucking bash on me. You know what? I kind of started it. I did it myself. That's what little man syndrome does to you. Oh yeah, it's a replay of that flea flicker on the first
Yeah, fuck
play.
Kevin King. Fuck Kevin King. I will still stand by my ground. They need to get rid of him.
Yeah, he fell, but
But still, he still clearly beat Kevin King by at least 7 yards.
I have no idea.
You need to cover better.
I think Mike McCarthy's sitting up in the stands and he just he just pouted like 9 Miller Lights before the game and he burped and a big gust of wind just knocked him over.
Oh.
All right, but that pretty much finishes up our segment for the NFL this week. We got the Packers and Lions in progress right now.
13-10 Packers are receiving a half.
You guys both pick Packers?
Yeah, we both picked
We
Packers.
both picked Green
so
Bay.
either way,
Who knows? Maybe this is the game where they actually play good in the second half.
we'll see. But either way, I'm sitting at 7-5 right now for this week's picks. Jaden is sitting at a nice 10-2.
And producer, to finish it up. We're starting up next week. Definitely want to pay attention to our Friday show. keep those picks locked in. We're gonna lock those picks in, and the winner or the loser, whoever hits the worst amount of picks that week, will have to face a punishment during the Monday episode.
We want to keep you guys around, so we're going to degrade ourselves. So, yep, that pretty much wraps up the NFL for this week, and we will see you for week 7.